Hello sports fans, welcome to Super Sports Central. The UFL Playoffs start this weekend, so today we're going to be going over one reason I think every UFL playoff team can win the UFL Championship. And I think the playoffs are going to be really interesting because I think all four teams who have made the postseason have a real chance at winning the title. We'll start off in the USFL Conference with the Birmingham Stallions. And you can go with a few different reasons for why the Stallions can win the UFL title. You can go with their experience with them being the back-to-back champs, but the reason I'm going with is they seem to be peaking at the right time, especially offensively. They got off to a slow start, losing their season opener to DC, and they went 3-2 in their first 5 games. Plus, after 5 games, quarterbacks Alex Magoo and Matt Corral were already on IR. And in their first 5 games, their offense scored just 17 points per game. But now, if you compare that to their last 5 games, or the second half of the season, the Stallions, they've been great. They've gone 4-1 in those 5 games, with their one loss during that stretch being a 1-point loss to the Battlehawks in St. Louis. And in their last 5 games, they've been averaging 31.8 points per game, and they've been very consistent during that 5-game span, with their lowest point total being 26. But the Stallions, they're peaking at the right time, and in spring football, we've seen teams peak at the right time before. A perfect example is the Renegades in the XFL in 2023. They went 4-6 in the regular season, were playing well heading into the playoffs, and obviously ended up winning the XFL Championship. Now, obviously, I think the Stallions are a lot better than the Renegades were back in 2023, but it's the same idea. The Stallions, they seem to be peaking at the right time. I think they're playing their best football at the right time, and that is why I think the Stallions can win the UFL Championship. Moving on to the Panthers. So, the reason I think the Panthers can win the UFL Championship is when Bryce Perkins was healthy, the Panthers were the best team in the UFL. And Perkins, he's set to return from injury for the playoffs. Bryce Perkins, before he got hurt, he was likely the league MVP. In his 7 games, Perkins completed 69% of his passes for 1,342 yards, 9 touchdowns, and just 2 interceptions. Plus, he also ran for 269 yards and 5 touchdowns. And Perkins was so good, in fact, despite the fact that he hasn't played since week 7, and for the first few weeks he was splitting time with Danny Etling, he's still 2nd in completion percentage, 4th in passing yards, 2nd in total touchdowns, and he's got the best touchdown-interception ratio of quarterbacks who attempted at least 100 passes. Perkins, he was on another level when he was healthy early in the season. He was on track to be the clear league MVP before he got hurt. And now that the Panthers have him back fully healthy entering the playoffs, they can definitely go all the way. We move on to the XFL Conference, beginning there with the Battlehawks. So the Battlehawks, they're another team where you can go with a few different directions. You can go with their defensive front, their ability to run the football, or the fact they've just been the best team in the UFL so far. But the reason I'm going with for the Battlehawks is their home field advantage. The Battlehawks, they're home for the XFL Conference Championship game against the Defenders, and if they win that game, they'll be playing the championship game in St. Louis. Now, not only do the Battlehawks have a great fan base, they've got tons of people attending their games, best attendance in the UFL by a lot, but the team is great when they're playing at home. Obviously, most teams are. But the Battlehawks, they're 5-1 at home this year. They went 5-1 at home last year, with their one loss being to the Brahmas in the playoffs. And the year before, in 2023 in the XFL, they went 3-2 at home. That gives the Battlehawks a 13-4 record when at home over the past 3 seasons. Now, when you compare that to what they've done on the road, they've gone 9-5 on the road in the last 3 years. But the Battlehawks definitely much better at home, as obviously most teams are, as I just said. But they've got a big opportunity ahead of them. They've got a great team. They're the best team in the regular season. And getting to play both their playoff games at home, they have a big opportunity to win the UFL Championship. And our final team in the playoffs is the DC Defenders. And the reason I think they can win the UFL Championship is quarterback Jordan Ta'amu. He's likely the league MVP. He's had a great season. And I think the best thing about Ta'amu and the Defenders is Ta'amu has consistently improved as the season's gone along. He started 9 games for the Defenders. He's 2nd in the UFL with 2,155 passing yards, and he leads the league with 17 touchdown passes. And a big improvement for Ta'amu from last season to this season, he cuts out on the interceptions, only throwing 4. Ta'amu also ran for 178 yards and another 2 scores. Now, I've been very hard on Jordan Ta'amu this season, especially early in the season where he was just not good, as in his first 3 games, he was under a 50% completion percentage in each of those 3 games, and he also had 3 interceptions over his first 3 games. But since week 4, Jordan Ta'amu, he's been great. He's completing about 69% of his passes, averaging 258 yards per game, to go along with 14 touchdowns and just 1 turnover in that 6-game span. And it's 6 games because he didn't play week 10. But Ta'amu, he's been great for the Defenders as the season's progressed. I think he's playing some of the best football of his career, and he can definitely lead the Defenders to the UFL Championship. But that is one reason I think all 4 UFL playoff teams can win the UFL Championship. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, turn notifications so you don't miss any of their videos. I got a lot more UFL content on the way. That's all for this video. I do my best to post as often as possible, and I will see you in the next video.